like a coincidence to you? From $100 billion worth of Turkey and Syria's earthquake damages happening at the same time with the rise of global temperatures and sea levels? It has been considered that the correlation between climate change and natural disasters are statistically significant. And indeed, climate change is the explanatory variable of natural disasters that we're facing right now. But climate change doesn't just mean global warming. It is an intricate complication of climate problems with international influence. And statistically speaking, a strong correlation of numbers between climate change and natural disaster damages and occurrences doesn't demonstrate cause and effect. Then how can we say that climate change influences the natural disasters that are happening right now? If we tighten the scope of our interest in global warming and natural disasters, environmental science provides the theoretical evidence for a direct cause and effect relationship between those two. For instance, when you have a warmer ocean, you should be able to generate stronger hurricanes. Studying environmental science allowed humanity to explain the occurrences of flooding, hurricanes, drought, and many more. And the causes of these natural disasters start with the rise of Earth's temperatures. As global warming seriously took off, important glaciers worldwide disappeared rapidly, with 750 billion metric tons of ice melting every year. This firstly causes the sea level to rise, with 24 tons of water being poured into the sea every second. The rise of sea level dramatically increases the intensity of extreme weather conditions, like heavy rains or high waves. And these extreme weathers in the coastal area cause coastal flooding, making it reasonable through deductive and inductive reasoning that global warming causes more intense and deadly coastal flooding. As the climate temperature rises, the ocean's temperature increases due to hot atmosphere based on the second law of thermodynamics. And the rising sea temperature alters the power and occurrence of natural disasters like hurricanes. According to National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, heat energy is the fuel for storms. The generation of a hurricane begins with a cluster of thunderstorms moving across the surface of the ocean. And when the surface water is warm, the storm sucks up heat energy from the water, just like a straw sucks up a liquid. This creates moisture in the air, and if wind conditions are just right, the storm becomes a hurricane. And as mentioned above, more heat energy would result in a more destructive hurricane, which equals more damage when it hits the residential area, like Hurricane Ian did in 2022. Considering all of this, the increase in strength and occurrences of a hurricane was likely due to global warming. The following explanations were just the beginning. 1,000 more explanations from famous environmental scientists have already demonstrated the causation. We must be aware that the natural disasters are warning signs from the nature about how poor the current environmental situation is. General Assembly President in UN warned that we are the last generation that can prevent irreparable damage to our planet. Whether you live in the fields of Africa with the lions or in a penthouse of a building in New York City, we're all standing on this planet Earth. And we only have a few years to correct our wrongs by taking action. Global warming and natural disasters happening at the same time isn't just a coincidence. It is a sign for us to start recovering Earth as to what it was before. A beautiful blue marble. Thank you.
Hey, Daniel. I'm Jack. I'm one of the judges. I have a quick question for you.
Yep.
As you know, the way that the developed world lives, we love to consume and consume more and consume more. And that's feeding into the problem of climate change and global warming. So how would you, if you were the leader of the world, what would you do? What kind of initiatives would you put forward to convince people that they don't need to consume as much and raise awareness for this issue?
Well, if I was the world leader and I would have to tell my citizens or my people in order to decrease their consuming habits, I would probably tell them how urgent we are. And as I mentioned in my speech, how urgent of a situation where we don't have much time in order to keep Earth alive for the next generation. And by telling them, naturally, I would believe that the people or the citizen will start consuming less since they feel the urgency, and they also sometimes would usually feel the need to save the planet Earth for next generations, even since their kids will be living in the Earth and their kids of kids will be living on the Earth even after they die. So I believe that telling them the urgency and how important saving Earth is to the citizen would be able to help decrease the consuming of the citizens that are happening right now in this current situation.
Great job. Thank you.